Warning, the following paid advertisement is a dramatization performed by actors.
Are you a heavy martial adventurer? Or perhaps a musically enthused spell-slinging bard? Maybe you just have something against your local dungeon master. Whatever the case may be, we have the solution for you. Your character sheet, filled with lots of useful information to keep track of, so your DM doesn't have to. Can't remember how many attacks you have per turn? Can I attack twice this turn?
Well, what does your character sheet say?
Do you continue to misuse spells in dire situations?
Does hold person freeze the target in midair?
The description is right there on your...
Save countless time and embarrassment by just reading the words you've put in front of you. It's that easy.
Since I'm the monolith, I like to cast lightning bolt.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
My name is Korvac.
Yes, it's Korvac. It says so right there on your character sheet. So next time you have a question for your dungeon master, or you're forgetting some of your character's major abilities, remember what you've learned here today. It's probably written right down in front of you. Wait, do I have dark vision?
Welcome to the Lazy BardCast. I'm David Williams, the current dungeon master, and guy who every week tries to come up with a new thing to say right here.
My name's Kyle Paquin, and I'm playing Taugroff, the dwarf paladin. He's got a whole lot going on behind the scenes from his backstory, but we'll probably never get there.
I'm Josh Yarnell. I'm playing Orion Goodbarrel, a halfling bard who wears everything on the surface.
I'm Kyle Dell, and I'm playing Captain Korvac, the smartest member of this group.
No comment.
My name's Sean Luke, and I'm playing Maven the Monolith Smolderbeard. Previously, on the Dungeon of the Wacky Wizard.
Our adventurers found themselves lost following the Ooks. They came upon a set of large double doors, hearing a loud banging resonating from within a large room. They heard the sounds of a woman inside screaming for her life and for help. Going in, they saw a room filled with manticores and a strange-looking statue that the woman was hiding behind. Orion nearly fell during the battle, and the woman was taken into the acid after the manticore confronted the party. We pick up with them right at the end of this battle. Looking around the room, you can see there are additional passages to the south, though you know you didn't come from this way. You definitely came from beyond the hallway. You can also make out the tiefling statue that is in the southern portion of the room as you've made your way in here now. Taugroff, as it kind of catches your eye, you notice that it is of a very familiar tiefling shape, the female tiefling shape. Looking at it from this distance, you can see that most of its facial features have been completely destroyed, and there's some sort of pattern on its chest. But beyond that, you're not able to make out anything from your current position in this room.
Taugroff is going to pick up his dagger that made an unsuccessful attack.
You pick it up. It's nearby the kind of pockmarked spots on the cobblestone on the bottom from where the drips of acid made its way down.
He's going to grab that and move closer to the statue and kind of stab it into the leg and take a look at it.
Okay. So you start making your way to the southern end of this room. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Maven's gonna go over to Orion and just...
I'm like sobbing with my head in my hands. As you come over, I'm just like, I couldn't save her.
She's not dead.
Yeah, I don't know, Maven. I tried.
From what I can tell, you were the only one up here with me fighting these three things. So, that shows a lot.
Thanks, Maven.
Taugroff, you make your way to the southern portion of this room looking at this statue. As you get closer, you see the definite makeup of Valega. Her entire face is very concave, but in a way that it has been destroyed. In a way that something has beaten and chiseled away at the features of her face to make this concave feature. You can see that in the center of her chest, like right at her sternum, there's like an outline of what appears to be like almost like a door of some kind, and there is a recessed rectangular hole in the center of this door.
As Taugroff goes closer to the statue and recognizes it for what it really is, he subconsciously starts picking at a black spot just under his left wrist and says to himself, "Oi, lassie, you're about to be close. He'll be sure I be coming for you. It's been a long time."
So it seems that we've got a job
completed, I don't think we can say we failed, because our only job was to kill that thing, as I gesture towards what's left of the flesh column. So I would call this a win.
Yeah, we did our job. It's just the only thing now is, and as I'm saying this, I'm going to cure wounds myself because I'm kind of jacked up. The only thing now is we're a bit lost.
I don't think we ever were not lost, to be honest. So again, I don't think we're taking any steps backwards. It's all about the mindset, man. You got to be positive.
Has anybody seen the little ones there?
Oh yeah, one's dead and the other one ran away.
What happened to it?
One fell on my sword and the other one ran away.
What do you mean by fell on your sword, that you killed it?
He's right over there if you want to look.
Yeah, but why'd you attack him? They're so small.
I did not attack him. I said he fell on my sword. It was a mishap, really.
I think we found the right place regardless of those little scheming fellas brought us to. His statue here.
I mean, I don't think the other one's going far. Like, I mean, they didn't really know where they were going anyway.
Are you guys sure?
It's not the point.
Sure of what?
Do you look at this thing here?
They brought us here. They brought us to where they intended. It couldn't have been an accident.
Hello?
I think it was a coincidence.
Trying to say here.
Oh, so what?
This statue. Do you see this here?
There's a lot of them. What are you talking about?
I pull out my chalk.
This one looks important. It's got some kind of entryway or something into it. It's meaningful for me. It might be where the shield is.
I feel like there's a lot of things that just happened, and it's just occurred to me. That thing up there.
I'm not concerned with that thing.
But
concerned with the statue here.
My point is, I feel like we're being watched.
Doesn't matter.
By who?
Whatever gave that thing a bunch of eyes and talked to us, but
Whoever it is, we just gave him the big middle finger.
Yeah, more than that.
what's up with this statue?
Yeah, so if you look at it real careful, like, you might be able to see there's some sort of doorway or something, but it's not your regular doorway, that has handle or anything like that.
Alright, I'll take a look. I'm good at this stuff. And I'm going to just look at the statue with zero idea of what I should be looking for.
Okay.
Just kind of like scope it out.
Sure. Yeah, make a investigation check.
This is strong 8.
Strong 8.
Not a weak one.
You can see by the horns on this creature's head, the short horns, the female body, the hooves, as opposed to shoes. You can tell that this is definitely a tiefling of sorts. There seems to be a tail that has been broken off, as well as a face that has been completely just destroyed in this concave fashion. Beyond that, you can see that there is a marking on the chest that appears to be some kind of compartment or door, or you're not sure, but it's like right in the sternum area of this chest, maybe like 8 inches wide by 6 inches tall or so.
Do you just like the statue because it's female?
No, it's not the point. This looks like the sorceress I've been looking for a long time. I recognize the way she looks.
But all you see is her body. She doesn't even have a face.
It's not important. She takes on many faces. I've got to be careful. She's shifty.
So then, Mr. Telegraph,
I think she's got like tieflings.
how should we proceed?
I'm not really sure yet. Might need some sort of passcode or some item or magical something or other.
I'll take a look and see if I can find something around here that looks like that.
It seems pretty nondescript. I'm not going to lie. Might be pretty hard to find if it's just like square or rectangular.
Can I search the room?
Rectangular square.
Yeah, I mean, looking around the room, again, this room appears
Yeah.
very empty. It looks like a large, almost cathedral-style room without the stained glass and pillars. It appears to be a large, empty room. There's a few pieces of rubble where kind of some stones have fallen from what you imagine is above the acid in the ceiling, or maybe it's eaten through some spots. But beyond that, this statue is the only thing in this room.
I'm going to take a second and while they're talking, start sketching this out.
Okay.
Why don't we go talk to whatever that bugbear's name was, tell him the flesh golem is dead, and then we can see if maybe he'll have the key, maybe he'll know where to find the key.
Okay, Mr. Red then.
Yeah.
All right. So, Maven, you pick up the pack that you found. Feels pretty heavy. Feels like there's a good amount of stuff inside of it. You look inside.
Yeah.
You can see that there's a number of you get punched in the face. You can see that there's a number of just normal adventurers' gear in here. A few torches to like flint and steel, things of that nature, as well as a rectangular piece of stone.
That simple.
I like to be like, yeah, like maybe we should go talk to that bugbear because he'll know maybe where they're. Oh,
I finished the drawing, guys.
You see on the exterior of the piece of stone is a skull and crossbones.
Tallgroff. I'll just throw it to you.
Do I catch it well?
Sure. He throws you a rock and you catch it.
All right, guys, I think I've got what we're looking for here. And I gotta show the drawing.
Show your drawing.
Yeah, it's a square piece with a couple of like rollers in it. It's probably like locks in and whatnot. You know, it's kind of square. Oh yeah, just like that.
And Tallgroff, you fit it into the statue and kind of like into the stone. Then as you kind of push it in, you feel like a little bit of mist kind of come around it. And this compartment, it loosens up and you kind of open it. And inside you see a shriveled, blackened heart. And as you open the door, you watch as a shimmering barrier forms a dome around you. And that forms around you and your party. And you watch as all the acid from the ceiling releases and falls down around this barrier that's formed around you as you use the proper key, and eats away at some of the stone in the surrounding area before it slowly dissipates out the door that you guys all entered into and seems to subside away as the ground is slightly sloped down that hallway. Looking at the ceiling now where the manticore dove into, you see no tunnel, you see no exit, and you see no manticore and no woman.
Is that what you were looking for?
Not really. It's not a shield, is it?
Yeah.
I suppose we'll take it just in case.
Yeah, I'd take it anyways.
I'm going to reach out and grab it with my bare hand.
As you grab onto the heart and you hold onto it, you feel like the withered skin of like a dried heart. Like this has been here for a long, long time. But you feel the faintest, and you feel it kind of like shoot a shiver up your body, and you feel almost like a restorative property to it. It's definitely necromancy of sorts, but you know as a paladin that necromancy can be good or bad. But you feel this faint still beating of this heart, though it's not connected to anything.
I'm just going to whisper to myself, may the silver flame protect me from whatever this is, and I'm just going to put it in my pack. I suppose we should be moving on, though. This clearly wasn't what I thought it was, but I don't know. This might come into handy usefully later. Not really sure.
Maybe we don't tell Mr. Red about this part.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Just about the flesh golem dying and all that.
As you turn and start talking Tallgroff, the rest of you watch as the statue, the stone of it, begins to slowly change colors into a deep purplish color of a tiefling skin. Tallgroff, you hear the statue take a step forward, kind of stumble forward, and you all watch as this almost zombie-like figure staggers forward before pieces of its body kind of slumps off of its form and shatters on the ground in these crumbling stone forms. And there's like a small pile of rubble here, fairly reminiscent of the other piles of rubble you see scattered throughout this room.
That's really dark, man. Tallgroff, you need to be careful with that thing. Last time we dealt with something relatively similar. It was magic from old Squid Man.
Well, I'll be sure to keep my pack tied up tight. Make sure it doesn't get out or something.
I have a really bad feeling about this. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
That's all right. You know, this is my burden. It's been my burden. So I won't have you have any part of it if you don't need it.
Just be careful, because that is literally and metaphorically. It's dark.
Aye. His path that I took, the oath that I took, is dark. And its nature too.
Was there anything else in the webbing?
Yeah, there's other there's a few other packs. There's some bones left over. There was also a shriveled up large spider that's been long since dead.
Being ready to leave, while they're kind of doing all this too, I'm just gonna start cutting it down. Same way with Sacred Flame.
Okay. Yeah, you go through, you start cutting it down. You're all hearing like thuds in the other room, the scattering of bone across a cobblestone floor. You go over the other packs. You find 24 gold.
Nice.
Ooh.
What is it?
You also find a pair of what look like very nice kept boots They are they're wrapped with like white linen. They almost seem to have almost a steel toe tip to the boots, but of a leather cover.
Okay.
You also find what appears to be a very nicely made rapier.
Hey, Orion, what are you... Let me see your sword again.
Why?
Let me just see it.
God,
Why?
is it stuck on his hand again?
And Maven, looking at the rapier, it looks fairly similar to the dagger that Durnan had upstairs, but the inlays throughout this blade, the gemstones that are on it, seem much more well secured. It almost looks like the dagger was a cheap replica of this style of weapon.
Fine, don't show me.
No,
and I'll just throw him the rapier.
Make a dex save.
Kind of fast since he's not showing me.
A 15.
Yeah, I'll say you kind of like snatched it out of the air, and you're holding on to what feels like a really nicely made rapier.
Whoa.
Kind of
This is better than that one I stole.
Flit it
and I'll
around
take
in
the one
there.
I took out of my scabbard and I'll like kind of toss it on the ground.
Sure. It's a +1.
Maven
rapier.
will say under his voice as he says the one he stole, be like, from your sister. And then I'll just turn around and keep going back the way I was
Sure.
From a bandit.
So
much-
you got your boots, or the pair of boots.
Okay.
You got the rapier. You got the weird heart. You know the way you vaguely came, at least the direction. You guys know you came from the southern end of this four-way intersection nearby this long stretch of hallway with these heroic-looking human statues here that led to this door with the Elder Rune above it.
I would like to point out that Ook, whichever one, the known dead one, ran that way, and I'll point towards whatever direction he went.
Yeah. You guys would at least remember the direction you came from, though you're not sure how far you wandered.
Did Ook go in the same direction we came from?
Yeah, he
Or a
went the
different
same
direction?
direction you came from.
Okay.
Were we all completely not paying attention, or can I do my best survival to get back?
You can do a survival with disadvantage.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
I was doing, if anybody tried to interrupt me to ask what was going on, then you guys would just know where you were, but everyone let me do my thing, which I appreciate.
On the way there, going back, Talgroff,
Yeah.
do you have, I know this is kind of a stretch, but do you have a book or a name or a picture of the shield you're looking for?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a picture of it. Not really apt to draw in ancient objects. I can describe it for you if you need.
Do you know what it's called?
It's called the Shield of Faringal. I've said it a couple times, actually. The Shield of Faringal. Say it with your chest. Faringal.
I think you're trying to say fire angle.
Faringal. You don't have to say it good. You just have to know that it's magical and it looks real nice.
So on our way then, trying to go back to where we were,
Sure.
I'll just ask him to describe it to me in the best detail.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sorry, what was your survival check?
It's like 22.
Okay, yeah. So, Talgroff, you begin describing the shield. You head into the room to your south, which is just a small hallway that breaks off into two directions, but you see an open doorway in front of you. Maven, you remember you guys came through this doorway. And heading inside, you see what looks like a nice cathedral of dwarven make, actually. Just the carvings are very reminiscent of dwarven cities. Things are made of slightly smaller stature, but heftier. Everything looks stronger, and you see a large marble throne where you see a figure sitting on the throne. He seems to be wearing a long black shawl down his back, very pale white skin. You can see obvious fangs. And so, I hear you're looking for an Uktarl. I believe I can help you.
He sounds sexy.
I don't think any of us have been looking for you.
Well, it may be a simple misunderstanding. The Ooks, they are rather eccentric, and one of them approached me not long ago, said you had disposed of his other... It's a goblin. I hardly care.
My face turns like a curious dog.
From my understanding, Larry had directed the Ooks to come and find me, and it seems that they rather overshot my current sleeping quarters.
They're really bad at directions, I gotta admit.
Why is it you're looking for me?
Well, unless you're a shield, I'm not really looking for you. But, hey, Maven, maybe you can explain why we're here. Huh?
Yes.
Can you just open your mouth really quick and just say, oh?
Aw, says. As he opens his mouth, you see very sharp teeth, very vampiric looking.
Are those real?
Are they real? Of course they're real.
He really believes it.
I saw really sharp teeth. I don't see any tentacle-like things. I don't think he's what we're looking for. And he's not a shield either.
We're looking right now for the dwarves. We're looking for a shield.
Hardly know where the dwarves or any shield would be.
What about squidlings, squidmen, squid people? Ben, fire wizard. Never mind, he's dead.
From the little information I've gathered, Larry is concerned of his ale and alcoholic beverages.
But what are you worried about?
Kind of looks at the rest of the group away from you, Korvac, and maybe we could talk privately. You seem a man of great fortitude. You can stay in the same room. If I could just talk to your friend privately, I would very much appreciate this.
Can we have some of that ale while we wait?
No.
Maven's gonna drop his huge greatsword so he can lean on it and just kind of look at the group like, what the hell? What is this?
The people said to get the ale back from the vampire.
I don't care about those people.
They are gonna help us find the dwarves.
I don't believe that.
Why not?
It's probably, he's more likely to know where they are, even though he says he doesn't.
All right, I'm listening.
Maven, are you just standing there?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we could take a few steps to the side. Perfect.
Just what I wanted.
You see, I'm looking around and I believe my problem...
You got a problem. I'm just repeating what he says out loud so they can
I
hear.
think...
Oh, you got a problem, huh?
Yes, I think peasants such as those that follow a captain would not understand.
None of these people are peasants as I look around.
He kind of looks at the group and perhaps, maybe not peasants, but you must admit...
You got a point you're trying to make?
Well, Korvac, I'm growing weary and weak. Have you ever been a lord of anything in your life?
What's your point?
Well, all I'm saying is I can see it now. Lord Captain Korvac. Or Captain Lord Korvac.
I sit without saying anything.
Now, really what I'm asking is not much. What do you know of vampires, Korvac?
Everything in Blade is canon.
I mean, they got pointy teeth. They like to eat things that the vampires. What do you?
Well, I ask because I'm
They
growing.
got weird voices.
They can some, but
I just start describing him. He got long hair.
yes.
Talk kind of like this. A really bad impression.
He lets you go on with the whole description of himself, and I can't say I relate. However, but as I said, I'm growing rather weary, and I was wondering, I could bestow the title of Lord upon you. How would you wish to be Vampire Lord Captain Korvac?
I'm not a big fan of eating people.
No, you wouldn't have to. I would pass on small parts of my genetic pool to your own body, and
I'm pretty sure I'm a perfect specimen. I am the strongest one here.
I'm pretty sure he wants to woo you, Korvac.
I mean, I can't blame him. Look at this. I'm a perfect specimen. I'm pretty strong. Probably the strongest one here. Almost certainly the strongest one here, minus maybe one of them.
And you look it.
Possibly.
He's talking about me, you guys.
But I appreciate your offer. I really do. But I'm not a big fan of the whole bite thing. I don't know if this guy's helpful, guys.
Didn't that other lady say that they didn't want him around anymore? He believes he's a real vampire.
Now listen, Orion. Why don't you just go ahead and sneak up behind him, play something to distract him, and then we'll attack from the front,
Sure, I can distract him.
Maven's starting to get restless, and he's just kind of twirling his sword as he leans on it. How's the throne look?
Throne looks nice. It's made of definite dwarven marble construction.
I'm going to go over and just inspect it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, make a investigation check.
Investigation 17.
17. As you're kind of moving your hands across the throne, like kind of feeling the construction, looking at where like the tool marks are, you see that the edge of the seat where it connects to the base of the this marble piece of furniture, it appears to be loose. You imagine there's probably a hidden compartment.
So while he's kind of looking at Maven, inspecting the throne, I'll just kind of pull my lute out, and then I'll just a faint strum, and then as it gets louder, I'll cast Hypnotic Pattern on him, and I'll try to distract him for a minute.
Okay.
So we can do our plan.
So what's the save?
It is
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 4.
Wisdom. Sweet. He's charmed for 1 minute. He's incapacitated.
After like every new chord you go to, just like makes a sound like with every new chord you strike.
Okay, I got his attention,
But he's
guys.
just watching.
Do the thing.
Good work there.
As you're doing that, I walk up to Maven, like,
So you think we should take this guy out or something?
I think Orion's working on that right now.
Well, this is about the extent of what I'll do.
Talgroff's gonna walk straight up to this guy and just start like going through his clothes and see if we can find any.
Sure.
Anything
Make
wrong.
an investigation check.
Maven's gonna flip the cushion up with the sword and go into the throne.
Remember,
Real good.
his co-director said that he's too method now, and they didn't like that.
18 for investigation.
18. As you're kind of looking over his person, he appears to have like a small old leather skinned flask in one of his pouches that appears like really cracked, kind of leaking a little bit into his shirt. What you do find on him of value is the cape that he's wearing, this long black cloak he has tied around his neck, appears to be of remarkable construction. The rest of his clothes, while pompous, are definitely like dirtied and well-worn, torn, been down here for a long time, and this cloak is absolutely pristine. Maven, you prop up the quote-unquote cushion, the marble slab that is the bottom of this chair. And looking inside, you can see an empty compartment that you imagine someone has pulled whatever was in here out of.
I'm gonna go up to this guy as he's kind of just like, oh, and I'm gonna kind of look and I'm gonna slowly, just
too
like
hard.
just touch his face a little bit to see if he reacts.
You poke it, and he,
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that thing that the Joker did in Walking Phoenix, where I just lift his mouth up to see his teeth,
okay, like
Just
a dog.
like a dog, and just really go for it.
Sure, you lift up his teeth, and like the top of his teeth, they kind of like pop off of his upper teeth as they kind of like fall down, like kind of crooked in his mouth.
When that happens, regardless how much night time I have, I'm gonna try to take them right out.
Okay, you grab on, you kind of you pull him out of his mouth.
And then I take a bunch of steps back and like
Sure.
just kind of look at them, and I'm kind of just waiting for something to happen at this point.
Sure. Anybody else want a last minute thing you want to do?
Talgroff is just gonna unclasp his cloak and stow it, and then just start walking towards anything that looks like a door.
Sure. Okay. So you take off his cloak, you grab his teeth, and your minute fades, and as he's looking at you, Ryan, that was absolutely wonderful.
Don't I know it, buddy? I'll take a nice bow.
Well, I bid you all adieu. He takes a deep bow and sits back in his throne. Unless there's something further. He kind of looks at you, Korvac, with his teeth, but obviously does not notice the teeth.
Isn't that a dwarven throne? And I just sort of walk away after I say that.
Okay, so Talgroff, you're walking away. There's only one other way out of this room. Maven, what are you doing?
I'll follow Talgraph out.
Okay, and Orion, you kind of take up the rear.
Yeah, I'll chase after them, saying, "So that's it. We're not gonna do anything else." with them?
Look, Orion, I'll wait right here. Go take care of it, and I'll wait for you.
Is that the only way to get rid of him? I mean,
Well, what do you think we should do?
I'll go with you. Let's go.
Okay, I got this.
I'm just gonna chaperone this quest right now.
Okay.
I'll turn back around. Yeah, there is one more thing. We want the ale.
You want the ale?
All of it.
Well, there is none.
Is this kid really doing this right now?
Wait, what do you mean there's none?
Well, the ale comes from a supplier. When they get my delivery of gold, then they send down ale.
Okay, so give me the gold and then I'll get the ale.
How old are you to be down in these tunnels? At such a young age demanding liquor.
He's old enough. Don't misdirect him.
The gold is what you're asking for.
I guess, well, if you don't have the ale, then yeah, the gold.
So you're robbing me.
I asked for it. I said, I'll buy the ale if you give me the gold.
No.
Maven, what do I say now?
Threaten him a little bit. It always works for me.
I'm gonna hurt you a little bit.
I'm like, I'm sitting back like against the wall, really just taking this moment in, just looking at this kid that's trying to threaten this fake vampire.
He kind of looks around the room and, good luck, Orion. He goes to grab onto his cape and where has my cape gone? It's hard to sound angry with this voice.
Maven's gonna walk over to him.
Okay.
And just gonna try and just shove him into the throne seat.
As you kind of make contact with him, he seems incredibly frail and like just lanky dude. You push him down to the throne.
The only way we can get this ale is with gold.
Well, I send it up in the bucket and they send down ale. We have a deal.
I'm over this. I say we just tie him up and take him with us.
I have rope.
Great. I have tying skills.
I'd be happy to give you the gold. If it's
rope me, Orion.
Here's my rope.
If it's tie or give you the money, I'll give you the money.
Okay. Give me
I'm
the
going to
money.
admit, you do seem like someone that probably wouldn't mind being tied up.
I'm happy to walk in between all of you. It seems you've taken my means of escape. He motions towards where his cape was. So I will lead you to my dormitory, and there you will find the gold.
Sure. I'm going to tie the rope around his neck like a leash.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
It's going to be probably 1 point tighter than it probably should be.
Okay, he kind of smiles.
Okay. Sure.
You put it on normal, and he's just like, he seems kind of upset, and then you put
He
it
asked
that
for
one
it
extra, and he's like,
He ranks himself, so you may force it tighter.
he's like a dog. I guess I'll lead on. And he starts walking out of this cathedral room, being held by the rope. Yes?
Telegraph has already like moved past this other doorway and is now in the other room.
Okay, yeah, you're looking around, and to your right, you can see a familiar room. A room with 3 large pillars in it, and you can hear kind of the muttered voices, one of which is Larry's voice. This is the room in which you met Larry. Seems you have made your way back, actually, and you weren't that far at all. But you start making your way down the hallway in that direction. Uktarl, he walks out of this cathedral room and walks up to the wall, and this place is full of secrets. And he reaches into his pocket and, Ook took my keys again. And he points at the wall, and you can see that there's a small keyhole in the wall directly against the hallway door. And that one has sticky fingers. He didn't steal anything from any of you, did he? I surely hope not.
1 sec. I'm gonna check my person.
I want to go up to the door as he says he forgot his key and points at the door to lock. And I'm going to get a crowbar out of my bag and just start going to town and getting this door open.
Sure.
Do we have our stuff on us still?
Would you like to look through your stuff, Maven?
Sure.
Yeah, you look through your stuff. Appears that all your things are there. Don't deteriorate my walls. The door's magical. A crowbar will not aid in opening it anyway.
As he says, please don't wreck my walls. I'm going to try just a little bit harder.
Okay. Yeah,
just because it bugged me that he said that.
Sure. Yeah, you take a small like chip out of the stone. He kind of winces, but he says, please, the door's magical. You need the proper key. We just need to find Ook. He surely has it.
Well, where is he?
Oh, I'm not sure. He wanders.
Call for him.
Well, he wanders between us and the Xanathar Guild. I don't have a magic button that calls him.
Do we see Larry?
You see the room
That was at his room.
in front of Tallgroff. You can see him kind of walking down this small hallway into the familiar room with the large 3 stone statues. That are like supporting pillars for the room. And you can vaguely, just on the edge of your hearing, just hear kind of Larry talking amongst his men.
I can't find him. And I'm going to walk over to Larry.
Same.
So you guys start making your way in that direction. Maven, what are you doing with your tied up Uachtarl?
Pet.
I'll kind of like nudge him kind of
Sure,
hard and then just walk.
And he follows. Okay, so you guys make your way into that familiar statue room. Talgroff, you're leading the charge. Walking in, you can see the same familiar faces that kind of like look up at you and then look back at their table, and you can see that they all have like kind of scattered tables in this room, and you can see a number of empty cups sit on top of the tables, and there obviously no one is drunk in this room, but you can tell all of them would like to be. And Larry sees you approaching. Oh, you made it back, man. How did it go?
It didn't go necessarily very well.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Everyone almost died. But don't worry. We found the stupid guy that's trying to order the ale not doing a very good job.
Okay, like, did you fix it?
I don't know. Talgroff's going to turn right around and just start walking back towards the party.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of meet each other as you're walking back.
Luke, where are you, buddy?
Oh, Larry hears you calling. Well, he went that way. He points to the direction you guys entered this room from, where you fought the strange brain creatures with the beaks. And
How long ago?
I don't know, man. Like an hour, maybe less. I don't know. Time moves slow here when you don't have beer.
We're working on it.
And Larry sees Maven walking into the room with Uachtarl tied behind him, and wow, Uachtarl, I see you really haven't changed at all since you last left.
Yeah, good one.
Uachtarl looks around all the guys and I promise I'm working on getting your ale flowing again, but the Ooks have stolen my key. And Larry kind of laughs a little. They're always stealing stuff, man.
Well, so guys, I could probably get us in this room, but man, my fingers hurt from playing my lute all day. I could use a little bit of a I don't know, like a breather.
Yeah, well, it sounds
Maybe
like
an ale?
there's a rest in there that is waiting for you.
Can I talk to you for a sec?
Everyone wants to talk to the captain. I'll walk over
That's
to you.
because you're a captain.
Maven would like to say something too.
Sure.
Once they walk away, be like, do you guys just drink ale or do you like wine also?
Well, I prefer alcoholic beverages to non-alcoholic beverages.
Oh, great. Yeah, so I found this wine on
Kyle
this.
likes this guy.
I found a couple bottles of wine on this ship a while ago. You guys want that? I'm not really a wine kind of guy.
I mean, sure, but like I said, like the Ooks, they kind of took all my money, so
Oh, you can just have it.
okay.
So I'm going to give him the ghost ship wine that made Thora almost die of yakking.
Sure.
And I have 2 of those.
Thanks. He takes them.
Yeah, sure. Share a bunch with everyone.
Yeah.
Going over with Korvac,
What you, come on, man. I was on to something here.
I don't think really on to anything. Seems like the Ooks have hoodwinked all these people. They're not really the main players we're looking for any information, for nothing.
Yeah, well, they're goblins. You can't really trust goblins all the time.
I'm not really worried about trusting them. I'm worried about finding the one that's left and interrogating them, getting these keys or getting whatever they need.
I mean, I'm totally down for that. I just thought, I mean, if they didn't like Mr. Bluntooth over here, I mean, we might as everyone wins here. Do you really like that guy? No one really likes it. Come on, look at him.
It just seems like we're spending a lot of time dilly-dallying with people who just aren't worth our time.
Yeah, hey guys, I was listening to your conversation that whole time. Actually, right here.
What did you
So that's why I was kind of curious. Then,
boundaries, man, boundaries.
do you want to find the goblin and then ask them the questions and take the key and get in the room, or should we just get in the room now and then find the goblin afterward?
I mean, what else do we need a goblin for? To just hurt him?
We're trying to find everything we're trying to find here, and these clowns don't know a thing about it.
My point is, if we can get inside this door without the key, that's this old.
Well, isn't
Why
the
do we
door
need
going to
it?
have a dwarven refuge and the shield of Farangol and a bunch of illithid or things or squid?
Well, you know what? That is a very good point, Mr. Tallgrass, but it seems like we don't know until that door opens up.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door then, guys.
While you guys are all having this conversation, Larry is talking with Maven. And, well, you know, I just think it's so weird. He kind of grabs the bottles from you, and I really appreciate this, by the way. Like, when we first came down here and we were doing our theater, the donations were really carrying us, right? Like, we'd get like 1 or 2 audience members, and on average, we'd make like 3 copper a show, and we'd do like 2 of those a day, and we were kind of raking it in. But since we stopped doing them, I think Uachtar's hoarding like the 3 silver we have between all of us to himself. And it's just, how hard is it to send 3 silver to the surface to buy some ale?
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Why do you guys even listen to him?
Well, I mean, look at us. He kind of motions around the room, and everybody's just kind of like depressingly staring into their empty drinks. I mean,
so sober.
Do you know where this bucket is?
Yeah, but it's a gold to get up. Like, that's way more than we have in our storage lockers.
Put my hand in my pouch and just like hold up 2 pieces of gold and just be like, go nuts. And I'll just fling it across the room, and then I'll turn and be like, let's leave.
Yeah, let's go.
You watch as the figures, including Larry with the sharper teeth, the better looking teeth than the rest of them, that you noticed the first time you came through here, they don't seem to really pay much mind to it, but the other figures all like jump towards her and are like wrestling each other for the few pieces of gold you've thrown at them.
Sure.
Okay, so you 3 are Ryan. You're going to go get that door open?
I don't know. Now that there's like a wrestling match going on, and
I mean, they're just kind of like brawling a little bit. Eventually, two guys kind of they hold up their coins. I'm finally out of here, and they start walking out down the pathway you guys entered in here from. The other people, kind of the more lanky ones, kind of slink back down their chairs.
How many are there?
There's like 12. Now there's like 10.
I'd say again, and I throw another coin.
The same thing happens. Another victor comes up and starts booking his way out of this room, like jogging out of here, just so stoked to be able to leave.
Okay, Maven's totally gonna go up on like a seat or something and be like, who wants this one?
the most of the guys in the circle like kind of just raise their hand one at a time.
The first 2 that raise their hand, I'm gonna be like this.
They come forward
and be like, only one of you gets this, and then I'm just gonna be like, go ahead.
They look at each other and they're kind of like, what is this, like just a brawl?
Yeah.
Thumb wrestle.
The one that asked the question just gets decked in the side of the head and just kind of cold stone flops onto the ground.
I immediately flick it to the other guy. I'm like, I like your initiative.
He grabs it and he starts jogging out of the room.
This turned it way better than Maven thought it would.
So we don't need to get in the room then, right?
Well, unless he's got
if you want a
anything else
fancy
in there.
place to take a breather,
It's gonna be all room. We could become lords.
Larry speaks up and, if you're just looking for a breather, you can stay in the empty beds of all the dudes that just left.
All right, Larry.
what do you want to do with this guy?
Yeah,
You don't like this guy, right? They don't like you, right? They don't like you, right?
Larry answers, he's like, I mean, not really, but, most of us down here don't really like each other. You spend enough time with someone, they just start really grinding your gears.
I'm just going to give the leash to Larry and be like, we're leaving.
All right, it's been a while since I held the leash.
That does it for this week's episode of Dungeon of the Wacky Wizard. Make sure to like, follow, rate, review, and subscribe to keep up to date with all Lazy Bard news. And head on over to patreon.com/thelazybardcast to show your support. Next episode available March 3rd, here on the Lazy BardCast.
Do you continue to misuse spells? I'm still Talgroff. Oh, combine those voices. That was weird.